With online learning dubbed as the primary mode in the delivery of education during the pandemic, the Guyana Teachers Union is reiterating its stance that with the many complexities teachers and learners are experiencing, the Education Ministry needs to have a clear plan in place with regards to the way forward. Against the backdrop of teachers lacking internet connectivity and access to devices, the GTU is of the view that there was a total disregard for these known challenges, since the Education Ministry would have menacingly demanded subject timetables from schools. The GTU decried the fact that head teachers and their entire staff were forced to report physically to school to hastily put systems in place. President of the Guyana Teachers Union, Mark Light, is urging the Ministry of Education to get its act together and not demand virtual learning until there is a level playing field.
There was a lot of confusion along with our teachers as to whether school is really reopening or not. So parents were confused as well, because they too were hearing in an informal way that school was reopening for virtual learning. So there needed to be a clear indication coming from the ministry to edify the population that we will have school commence for virtual learning at a particular time.
He is adamant that with the current learning modality, only a small percentage of learners will be engaged, while the larger fraction will be left out. The GTU president called on the Ministry of Education to address the concerns of teachers and parents that were brought up during their consultations.
That the ministry, or recommend that the ministry focus on those, the feedback that they got from teachers and parents during their consultation period, and fill the gap. Address those concerns of connectivity, address the concern about gadgets, and then we also need to address the issue of curriculum. What curriculum are we going to implement?
Firing back at the GTU, the Ministry of Education, via a press release on Wednesday, stated that there was no secret announcement and that Education Minister Priya Manik-Chan made it pellucid that while face-to-face learning cannot go on, delivery of education does not necessarily have to stop. The press release stated, I quote, "We also noted the union suggesting not doing anything until there is a perfect system with perfect responses with perfect equality. We are not in perfect normal times, but we have always been a people who can adapt to accommodate realities. This trait ought to be encouraged and not suffocated." The ministry repeats that centrally there is a coordinated effort to deliver education nationally to all our students. End of quote. Light dubbed the ministry's statement as unfortunate.
Try to attack the union for truly representing teachers. I think it's unfortunate that the ministry took such a position and to use certain terms that our press release was senseless. I find it very unfortunate that the ministry would use their platform to peddle that kind of message.
The Ministry of Education added that online instruction, lessons on the Learning Channel, print material delivered to the children who have no access to the Learning Channel or online education, and possibly classes in some areas in the open air will be some methods utilized in the delivery of education. For the HTP Nightly News, Amel Griffith.